Guys, how you doing? Toby here. All right, so we're cracking in right now. So first topic on this nutrition series, we're going to talk about diet. So when we actually talk about diet, when we label something as a diet, we're talking about something short term, okay? So when people say flexible dieting, that's flexibility and some sort of constraint, because when people talk about going on a diet, they're talking about controlling their proteins, fats and carbs and like their fiber intake. They're talking about controlling some sort of mechanism to achieve a goal, okay? So if you're cutting, people are, I'm going on a diet to lose weight. So I'm going on a diet to lose weight. So that's a controlled mechanism of starvation. Or if they're going to gain weight, controlled mechanism to gain weight, all right? So they're going to manipulate some sort of macronutrient or micronutrient to achieve some sort of goal. But like anything, it's only temporarily. So when you look at a diet, you need to rephrase it and look at it as a lifestyle. You need to implement lifestyle goals and lifestyle achievements, okay? So you want to understand macronutrients, micronutrients, and how they affect the body on just a basic level. And that's what this series is completely going to be about. I'm not sure how many topics it's going to be about, so I'm going to cover off on the protocols, the different strategies, what micro and macronutrients are, how different hormones are affected by different macronutrients and micronutrients and deficiencies, and like myths about nutrition and what the good things are and what the bad things are, my recommendations, and basically just personally what I know and what I have found that works with myself and my clients. So we said before, cutting, controlled mechanism, starvation; bulking, controlled mechanism of some sort to gain weight. Generically, it's going to be added carbs, because carbs make up a huge percentage of your diet, so they're just going to up regulate the intake of that to achieve some sort of gain in body mass that might be in fat and muscle, depending on whatever the goal is, okay? So when you look at a diet, you really need to understand that it's basically just proteins, fats and carbs, and they manipulate the one of these three variables. So I like to think of them as three pillars. So proteins are set first, carbs second. So proteins first, fats second, carbs third, okay? So when they talk a low carb diet, they up the protein, up the fat, down the carbs. So you generally consume more proteins and fats. So low fat diet, the proteins and carbs go up, the fats come down, because your body has a maintenance. You require so many calories a day to regulate normal bodily functions, to think, to like liver function, lung function, like just everything. That's called your NEAT. So net expendable energy, roughly. That's not the full acronym, but that's pretty much what it is. And then you times that by your activity level through a formula. You can find these online to find out roughly what your maintenance is. It might be out by a few hundred calories, but like everything's a ballpark figure. Like life's not linear, either is diet. You don't go, I'm gonna lose a kilo a week for the next 10 weeks. You might lose 5 kilos in 1 week and lose no kilos for the next 3 weeks. Like that's just how weight loss is. Like your metabolism slows down, it adapts to whatever you're doing, whether you're eating a lot or you're eating in a deficit. Your body will just adapt to that. That's why you have to take in strategic diet breaks, and understanding hormone function and kind of what the best approaches are in regards to meal frequency and meal timings and all that kind of stuff. But that's coming in the next couple of series, in the next coming videos. I'm really just going to break down each protocol. So it'll be like intermittent fasting, it's going to be the ketogenic diet, it's going to be reverse carb cycling, carb backloading. Like there's going to be tons of topics. I'm really looking forward to getting into this, because I'm going to learn a lot and I want you guys to learn a lot as well. So just basically off the bat, so like I said, a diet is basically just controlling the three macronutrients. And then once you control these three macronutrients to achieve a certain goal, and that would be whether maintaining, cutting, or bulking, like one of the three, and then we just go from there. And then any diet on the market just changes one of these. On the market just changes one of the three pillars: proteins, fats, and carbs. They just regulate them. All right, so nutritional communities and all that kind of stuff, like the leading stuff in the industry, depending on what country you're in, everyone has different recommendations. Like this is the new fad diet, this is that, and like it's just beyond crazy. They're always coming up with new studies. This causes cancer, that causes cancer, this is like a healthy superfood. Like generally wholesome foods, lean fats, lean meats, lean red white meats. You want to get your fish, you want to have like good servings of veggies. You want lots of bright greens and different colorful veggies. You want bright colorful fruits. You want to have some carbs. You don't want to eat too many carbs. More so, you can vary carbs based on like how you perform. Some people don't eat carbs at all. It's more so a ketogenic diet, but it's just finding what personally you prefer and how what your metabolism works best on. Okay, so everyone's different, not one size fits all. The best thing you can do is probably portion size, and just make sure you're eating enough protein. Protein is probably the most important thing to set first. Eat enough protein so you have an even nitrogen balance in your body, in your blood levels, and get the required dietary fat in, because this regulates like testosterone, estrogen, and heaps of other different hormones. So make sure you're getting enough fat, enough protein in, and then set the carbs after that. Stay away from processed foods. Just eat stuff that's from the earth. Just focus on that. You don't have to go paleo. Like, you can still have a bit of pizza, you can still have a bit of cake, but all in moderation. Just not every single day, maybe like once, twice a week max. And 80-20 principle, like 80% of your diet wants to be on point, and then 20% you can enjoy those foods, and you can work for those. You can exercise, you can go for walks, but you want to work your lifestyle around that. You don't want to have constriction, because when you say I'm going on a diet, it's going to be temporarily. So that's why 98% of diets fail. People will generally within 1 to 2 years gain the weight and gain more weight after the diet. So they'll cut down drastically, they'll look good for a couple of months, and then they go back to their old eating habits. You need to understand what works for you, and this is all trial and error. I can't tell you straight off the bat what's going to work for you, because you might respond completely different to how I've done it. So yeah, I'm just going to leave that here. That's basically what a diet is. You're varying 3 macronutrients, and then basically they've called at a certain diet based around a hormone or whatever macronutrient they vary. Low fat diet, they down regulated the fats, up the proteins and carbs. Or high protein diet, more protein than you normally eat. So that's just generally how they do it. You have any questions or anything, shoot them below. Keep your eyes peeled for the next video. I'm going to be talking about micronutrients and how they're good for the body and what's required. All right guys, I'll leave the video here.